Hi, I'm Ibis Valdes. I'm an international law and human rights specialist, a feminist, and an entrepreneur, and I would like to talk to you today about the power of the purse, or how gender equality is a product of economic liberty. Gender equality is tied not just to social and cultural liberty, but to economic liberty as well, because economic equality is gender equality. Historically, some of the biggest strides in the fight for equality came only when women had earning and purchasing power.
These mothers, wives, and sweethearts came to stand shoulder to shoulder with them in almost every capacity.
Political equality without the means to exercise it is at best a half measure. We can't really begin to think about realizing political power when it's not backed up by the power of the purse. When men were the sole owners of capital and credit, that gave them exclusive access and privileges that laws protected.
The amount Mr. Morton has borrowed is simply credited to his account.
So, looking at economic equality through a feminist lens allows us to delve into the crux of the issue of who had access to what. Even though women represent half of the world's population, representation remains unbalanced in the seats of power, and this imbalance is global and pervasive across cultures. 38% of the 146 nations studied by the World Economic Forum have had a female head of state for at least 1 year in the past half-century. But in 31 of these countries, women have led for 5 years or less. In 10 nations, they've led for only 1 year. But even legislated equality doesn't translate to practical gender equality. Cuba is a good case study of this, where the economy is centrally planned with a small and fragile private sector, and the power structure is almost the definition of boys' club. Even though Cuba's Congressional Assembly surpasses the US in women's representation ratios, and women surpass men in professional and technical fields, they still earn less than men, since the majority are paid meager salaries by the state, to the tune of about $44 a month. This is further compounded by most remittances going to white households, leaving non-white Cuban women economically in the dust. For example, Mariela Castro, the director of the National Center for Sex Education and Raul Castro's daughter, has political influence. Power may be too strong a word here, only via her relationship to the patriarchal dictatorship, literally her familial relationship. This proves that economic liberty is a crucial part of the formula for women to achieve true gender equality. Otherwise, it's just tokenism or influence by chance of being related or married to the right person. Things have improved incrementally as women activists have come together to fight for equal power. For example, in the United States, the passage of the Equal Credit Opportunity Act in 1974, it's a great example of a law that asserts both social and economic liberty. Before this law, a woman had to depend on her husband's salary for a line of credit, severely limiting women from entrepreneurship and investment opportunities, making it difficult, if not impossible, to build intergenerational wealth. Representation is improving in the private sector because culturally, we're becoming more accepting of women running the operation. In 2019, 29% of senior management roles were held by women, the highest number ever on record. 87% of global businesses have at least one woman in a senior management position as of last year. And by the way, having more women in the workforce and in charge isn't just good for women, it's good for the economy and for all of us. With more diverse perspectives on leadership, marketing, and sales, work culture and profitability can benefit from a more diverse consumer base wishing to support companies that resonate with them with their wallets. So now, more than ever, there's never been a better time for conditions that not only allow women to enter the workforce, but to be the CEO of their own operation. Technology and social media have expanded the power of women helping women, connecting communities to microloans, crowdfunding, mentors, and help unlike ever before. Women in positions of power, like Sarah Blakely, the CEO of Spanx, are offering grants and other resources to help women realize their economic and personal freedom on their own terms. It's exciting, and the possibilities are endless. This all means that gender equality is ever more achievable at deeper and more sincere levels when women can both vote for and fund the changes they wish to see.